welcome everybody. I hope everyone's having an awesome Sunday. Um, this will be the Celestial Map 1 Q&A. So, before we actually start bringing people up with their questions, I'm going to start off by just going over a couple of things that people might have questions about. So, first thing, obviously Map 1 Celestial is going to begin on Friday the 27th. There will, based on the needs of the server, most likely be a second planet that releases about 2 weeks later. We do have a name for it. We do have everything for it. Unfortunately, the guy who has all the names is not here. Blame Slayer. But once I confirm with him that that is what we've decided to do, then we'll go ahead and post the name of the planet. It is a new name. It is not one of the old OG planets. So it is going to be completely new, but we will announce what that planet name is, what those rank names are, and then that way everybody can make the determination if they want to play there as well. After the second planet is up, if there's still need for an additional planet, then we will discuss potentially having another one 2 weeks after that. But again, that is not a confirmed thing. That is not a definite thing. That is just an if need requires, we will potentially do that. So as we see how things go on release, as we see how things go the weeks after, we will determine whether or not that is necessary. As far as this planet that's upcoming, most of the features for this planet are currently already live on alpha. There are a couple of things that we are still going to be working on. There's a couple of bugs that we're still addressing, a couple of balancing things that we're still doing. We are going to be addressing pickaxe prestige blocks, certain pickaxe prestige attributes, making sure that they work appropriately. We've already made changes to the rank kits on dev for the energy amount. Those will also scale throughout the map age. So energy that you get day 1 will not be the same as energy you get day 5. It will scale throughout the map age, so that way it stays somewhat relevant for a little while. We are also confirmed today going to be making a little bit of gear changes as well to some of the gear that is in the rank kits. Taz is going to be assisting with that with some feedback from some others. So we will be making a little bit of changes there as well. Other than that, there's a lot of bugs. Like I said, we're working on Blink Trinket. That's a big topic people want to know about. We are still making adjustments to that as well. The Blink Trinket that you currently see on live is not the Blink Trinket that will be the final version. So we will again be getting some testing done with that, with some direct players, making it as good as it can be, as good to what you guys want as it can be. And then even after that, once we've finalized the Blink Trinket for map 1, if there's more changes that need to be made to it afterwards, we will make those changes. So again, anything else you guys can think of that needs to be talked about prior? Pay to win. I know a lot of people were asking about CC prices, loot box prices, things like that for Start of the World. Start of the World loot box prices are going to be similar to what they are on Sky. I think the 3x bundle's like 64k coins. The 1x is like 24k coins or something like that. It's going to be very similar to that. Start of the World CC is going to be probably somewhere between 100 and 120k. Not 100% sure on that. We'll have more on that once I've made that CC this week. And then other than that, bundles, CCs, things at a later time will be based on those holidays, based on how those things are made. So they will not always necessarily be the exact same price for every single CC or bundle going forward. They can fluctuate based on the holiday, based on what's being added into those items, things like that. The CC is planned to be made based on the fact that it is Start of the World. It's not going to have anything crazy in it like top ranks or anything like that. There will be a chance to get a rank in it, but not top rank. So just heads up on that. I know a lot of people were asking in the general chat yesterday about that. All right. let's let people start asking questions. So I've opened it up for you guys to raise your hand, and then I will start moving you in here one by one. Ranks will be in Contras as well, yes. That'll be updated this week. Okay, cool. All right, let's get this started with That's Tristan.
Yo.
What's up?
I was just asking, like, what is the prisons like for people that haven't played Alpha?
It's like prisons. I don't how am I
Can
going
you
to
give
answer
us
that
like
question?
a rundown for like a noob?
I mean, you mine blocks, you level up, and you get energy, you get
How
cash.
how do you
Like,
enchant? How do you enchant?
are we being real right now,
Is it
Tristan?
books? Is it wormhole?
It's a wormhole.
Is it energy like enchants? Is it prestiges like?
Okay.
Wait, sorry. Ask. Wait, oh no. Oh, sorry. Is there like president rank? Is there CCs?
Are we just trolling, Tristan? First person troll. Is that what we're doing?
My name is Billy, but no, I'm genuinely curious, bro. Like Billy Banger just wants to know.
Okay. Well, I mean, when the server's open, you can see what's involved, what's included. It's not everything that was on Old Prisons, but the
I didn't
concept is
expect to
still
be
the
the
same.
first one, you know.
I mean, you were
I
the
was
first
like
one to
still
raise your
thinking
hand,
of the
so
question.
all right.
Alright, I'll think about my question a bit further.
Sounds good, man.
Anyway, I'll stay here and mute up. Thanks.
All right. On to the next one.
Yo,
What's up?
yeah, so I'm very new to prisons. So I want to know what are the new things added to Cosmic Prisons now from the original version?
There's nothing, I guess, new from the original version that's added. There's things that have been added that are new from Alpha 1, but there's a lot of things that are not included in this version that were in old prisons. For example, skins, custom blocks, things like that. So if you have not been able to see what people are talking about in the general chat as far as what kind of features are included, the biggest thing I can just say is that once the main map is open, you can log on and see what's actually there. But we're not here to talk about the necessary features that are missing from old prisons or anything new that's here from old prisons. We're kind of just talking about what's expected of the next map and anything that people want to add or have ready to include in the upcoming weeks. So
All right, I was gonna ask anything from the old prisons because I never played it because I never got the chance to. And I was just mainly asking if what was new in this prisons. But yeah, you've concluded my question.
all right, cool. Appreciate you coming in.
Thanks.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's good?
I have a question. I have two questions mainly. Yeah. First of all, the general chat in the in-game thing. Are you able to write whatever you want, or will you get banned?
Well, we have rules, so feel free
Okay.
to check the in-game rules if you have any questions
Yeah.
on what you're supposed.
And second of all, sorry for interrupting you, but what is Cosmic PvP's thoughts on the Epstein files?
Well, I wouldn't be able to tell you because this is Cosmic Prisons, not Cosmic PvP. So,
But Cosmic PvP, sorry, or Prisons, my bad.
and we not going to discuss political stuff in here, my guy. So, is that true?
No, I'm
is
just
that your serious
wondering.
question?
Yeah.
All right. Well, appreciate your question. Have a cool
Yeah,
one.
no problem, man.
Man, okay, we're 3 for 3, team. We're 3 for 3. Let's see if the next one's serious one or not.
Alright, so I actually have a real question.
Yeah.
So how do you guys plan to, like keep the players playing, Because Alpha 2 died in like before 90 came out, so I just want to know like what kind of content you guys plan to add, like how often are we getting new content, like is there going to be shit to do, Because Alpha was really fucking stale and I feel like we needed more content to actually keep people wanting to play.
Well, I think using Alpha 2 as an example of how the server is going to be is not a very good example. I mean, if you want to look at a
Alright,
good
fair enough,
example, look at Alpha 1. I mean, it maintained a significant amount of players for a while. That was without any kind of content. Obviously,
Okay.
we expected Alpha 2 to not be super packed, super busy. It was mainly for data, which we got what we needed to make proper balancing that we needed to. We also used that time to add in some additional content, such as merchants and other things that we've been working on. Trinkets we were able to add during that time. There's a few other things I don't remember off the top of my head, but we added a lot during Alpha 2 that will be different if you didn't play it. Obviously, things such as dupes and bugs are going to be a huge thing that we take into a different account as well on a live planet versus we did on Alpha. I know a lot of people weren't happy with the way it was handled on Alpha, but at the end of the day, it was Alpha. It wasn't something we were going to spend hours and hours of time on because we knew it was an Alpha version. It wasn't an actual live map. But on a live map, things are going to be taken care of a lot better. Things are going to be handled a lot more professionally. And as far as maintaining players, it's really about just adding QOLs that help with the everyday play style of players, adding additional content throughout. I mean, we've already talked about our game plan is hopefully every like 2-ish weeks to add either something new to the server that hasn't been seen before or something from old prisons that people really enjoyed that think that it needs to be back. So we're going to continue to add content for people to do and go from there.
Okay. I also have one more question, and I'm sure a lot of people can agree with me on this one. Are we getting rid of IRL deals in chat? Because I feel like people are just logging on your server as like a full-time job and like selling energy for IRL, and it just kind of ruins the gameplay, right? No one actually makes sets. No one actually does anything. People log on the server to literally make money, and that kind of ruins Cosmic Prisons. You log on to Prisons to have a competitive PvP-based environment, and there's people just selling shit for IRL. I'm not saying to completely ban it, but I'm saying to, moderate it in chat. Make it not allowed in chat. Make them go on Discord. Make them go outside of the server to do IRL deals. Because when my chat is just flooded for buying shit for crypto, buying shit for PayPal, that's fucking retarded. Why is like a Minecraft server that's supposed to be fun turning into a full-time job?
Yeah, and just to go based off what you're asking, we have already discussed adding a different chat that people can discuss that in. That's not the default main chat. So if they want to do things like that, they can change their chat to specifically like the advertising chat or whatever we're going to name it, and they can have those discussions there. That way you as a casual player or general player just coming on to enjoy yourself don't have to worry about seeing that kind of spam. So we have talked about doing that, yeah.
Cool. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, no worries, man. Appreciate you coming in.
Cheers.
All right. Zakos.
What is up? Okay, I have a couple quick questions. One, these are also partially Whamma's questions. Preface as well. Is there any thought for potentially changing swords for like trainee, like instead of having wood, make it stone, like it is for Koth?
I mean, we saw the suggestion. We had. I don't think we've had an in-depth conversation about it yet, but that's something we can definitely talk about, potentially updating prior to map 1 starting. I don't think we would remove wood swords completely. I don't think that's really the move, but potentially just I don't know. There's the thing is, looking at the suggestion that's on the actual Discord, there's a lot of people that don't agree with removing swords, and so that's something where we're going to kind of look into it, see where it goes from there. We may or may not make a change on that right away, but I mean there's a lot of counter arguments to why we should not make that change, and so we'll see. But if you're asking, has it been seen? Yes, it's been seen.
Okay. Another one was I know it's been mentioned once before. I think I talked about it a little bit. Was gang points being insta claim or not, like just given in your inventory, for the simple fact of like gangs that have like 40, 50 kids in a gang that are rotating will just instantly win the season if they're all active compared to a team that has 20 that are playing with the actual limits of a gang. Would there be any thought to change that specifically for mining only? So like you still have merchants and bandits and stuff like that would still give gang points that you could sell, but mining specific gang points would be solely on that player. So they have to be in the gang come end of season to get G top.
I mean, maybe there's some QOL that we can look at around that, where if they're not in a gang, then they don't generate gang points. But I don't really want to. The whole reason of why you get a note while you're mining is because if you're mining nonstop and you get a bunch of gang points, you can be killed and lose those gang points. So that's kind of the aspect of the risk and whatnot. So especially when you get to a mine like Emerald, where you're mining a bunch, say you're mining a bunch not just for energy and money, but you're also mining Emerald specifically for gang points, you have the ability to be jumped, killed, and lose a portion of those gang points. That's what we want. We don't want it to be like, oh, you just get every single gang point you mine up and there's no risk to that in any way, shape, or form. So we can look and see if there's a different kind of QOL for that, but for now it would remain the same.
Okay. Just slightly concerned, I guess, about teams that have a lot of players that'd be able to add.
Yep, I hear the
Armor
concern.
defense,
It's
but-
just not a super easy
Yeah.
solution, I would say, in this case. There,
Of
let
course.
me say that the gang points will be obtainable from a lot of different methods in the server, though. We're already working on gang points being passively earned in Outposts. We're working on gang points being earned from Koth. We're working on gang points being earned from merchants, as well as different aspects of the game. So essentially,
Okay.
the way that the gang top system is going to work is you're going to have to be efficient throughout the entire map, throughout the entire server. So everything
Yeah.
around that you're doing in game is going to potentially earn you gang points, and that all together is going to determine who the gang top is. Same thing with
Okay.
gens. Gens will passively have gang points applied to them as well. So even still adding an older aspect of Cosmic gang top into the newer system, it's all going to play a factor. So
Okay. And I had one last question, which is gens actually. I know you had mentioned doing a deeper dive into balancing them. Was wondering if there was any thoughts yet on that, or if it was still something.
obviously we
look
want to make
into.
gens worth it, but it's potentially a lot more work than expected. So we're going to
Yeah.
continue to work on it. If it's not done by map start, like, we'll continue to work on it, but it obviously we know right now gens are not worth it to purchase just on their own. So it's something we're working on.
Okay. Well, I think that is it then.
All right, cool.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. All right, MGA.
Hello. How you guys doing?
That's good. Doing well.
I wanted to ask about mining engine. Which ones
Um,
are we getting, and like when's like expected time to be released?
Well, I mean, I would assume that we're going to look at all the old mining enchants and see what's relevant, but when's expected, we don't have an expectation right now. I can tell you it's not set up to come out day one of the map, but we will look and see where we want to plug that in, and then we can have a better idea of how long we would want that to be.
Okay. I also wanted to ask if there is any chance we can get the grappling hook back. This one is not the best, to be honest.
So as I've stated at the very beginning of this, the Blink Trinket is continuing to be worked on. So the version that you currently see on the server is not the final version you're going to see.
Okay. That's about it. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no worries. All right, Tootie.
Hello.
Well, it's good.
Alright, well, MJ kind of just asked the mining enchants one. The other one I was just gonna ask was if we can get removed or tweak the chat, like, censorship thing. Because you can't say, like, half the words you put in a sentence.
We're literally making changes to that, like, as we go. So if you have a specific set of examples, do me a favor, make a ticket and provide those examples in the general ticket for me, Tootie. But we're literally like, we understand the original censor that was made was highly overdone. It was something to just quickly add to the server to avoid people just being dumb. Obviously, we've made a lot of changes since then. I'm sure you can see that there's a lot of things that you can say that you couldn't say before. So again, if there's things that just don't make sense to you that are getting censored, just put them in a list, send it to us. We'll make the changes to it.
Yeah, and then the only other thing I wanted to ask was, I mean, it's been sending suggestions a lot. A lot of people agree, some disagree, but it's mainly just like to make mining better. Maybe just a pickaxe skin. I don't want PvP skins in the game or any of that, or just some like a mining mask or a pickaxe skin could be like really good.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, and I think we've been open about things like masks and stuff that we definitely want to do at some point. So as far as like future updates, having something that would assist with mining as far as the masks is concerned is not a problem at all. We could definitely do that. I would say it's not something that we're gonna focus on doing this week, but maybe in the next upcoming few weeks we can look at seeing, because when we do release masks, we want to have a couple of them. We don't want to just do a single mask. We want to have like a couple of them that have different features and different functionalities. So skins, like I said, that's a much further down the road thing. Not something we would be doing right away, but masks for sure is something we can look into.
And then the last thing was, is there anything that can be added or possibly nerf just fall damage? Because it's pretty much an instant death every time.
Yeah.
Are you talking about in the mines specifically?
Yeah, even under warp, it's
Those-
still.
Yeah, those regions will be changed when the server releases.
All right, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Peterbot,
Yo,
what's up?
hello. I have a couple questions. So, I want to ask about energy gain early game, like Lapis, like stone pick wise, for those blocks. Because I heard it's going to be nerfed. I want to know by how much.
Those numbers aren't confirmed yet. I still need to go through and see how much was being made this map versus how much I can make on the new build and stuff like that. And then I'll get some players on to help with that as well. So those numbers aren't decided yet.
And then another question is, can we get fix all for like rank perks? Because right now you just fix one gear at a time, and it's kind of doo-doo.
We can discuss that and see if it's something that we want to add or not, but we'll see. I think we've been kind of holding out on that for now, but we'll talk it out through the team and see if that is something that we want to add right now or not. So,
Any G-top rewards confirmed yet?
not that I can think of. No, I know there's going to be different top rewards, like cosmetic type things and whatnot that we do for map 1, if that's what you're asking about. But
Yeah.
we're still working on what those specifically will be. So,
And then can we get no chat cooldown, please? It's kind of annoying.
no chat cooldown.
This is like a 1 second cooldown, I think.
Listen, if you got to type more than 1 second, nah, fam.
And then this is probably being added, but like iteming and send brags in messages. Oh, it's a
Oh.
3 second cooldown.
Um,
It's being worked on.
Okay,
cool.
that's what I thought. I just want to make sure. All right, that's all for me.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. All right, Matorium.
I've got two questions. The first one is I've not played any of the alpha or anything like that, but do cosmic coins transfer over from Skyo?
No.
No, okay. And the next one is, do you have any plans of Cosmic Client returning?
We do not have any plans of that, no.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing what we can to potentially maybe see about a partnership with Lunar and then make some different kind of changes with their client. But outside of that, no, we're not planning to unfortunately, our client creator is no longer doing it, so we don't have any plans of updating Cosmic Client to the newest version and doing anything with that. So
That's fine. That's all my
I
questions.
am
Thank you very much.
actively passively. That's ironic.
okay, yeah.
I'm passively looking at different ways to integrate client things into the game, whether that be through Lunar Client or other options. So don't hold out your breath, but hold out your breath.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Excellent. Thank you very much.
all right. Thank you, man. Okay, Frood.
Hello. I've got a few questions. First of all, in the old prison system, there were sales on the Cosmic Store. Will that happen with the new store in game? Things like ranks and stuff like that.
What old system? What are you asking about?
On Bycraft, there used to be like 50% off deals for ranks and things on certain occasions. Will that also apply in game?
Typically, the way that sales work nowadays, it's usually directly on the Cosmic coins that you purchase. So if we decide to do any kind of sales, then it would be through the Bycraft coins purchases that you do. So I know we've done it a couple of times on Sky, where when a big holiday came and we wanted to do some kind of cool sale, we applied it to the coins that you purchased on the actual Bycraft, but it would not transfer into anything on the actual in-game store. The in-game store stuff kind of all stays stagnant and the same. Any kind of sales that we decide to do would just apply to the coins that you purchase. So
okay. And will the tutorial come back for mining coal? Instead of in the overworld, there was a separate world for mining coal.
We do not have like a physical tutorial planned at the moment. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. Like, we put a lot of time in that old tutorial system. And though, like, we felt like it was pretty good, for the most part, a ton of players didn't even utilize it. So there's talks of how we would go about creating a new tutorial system that would be relevant for new players. So that's still being in the works. But for now, with the majority of the player base being more experienced, or even if they're new to the server, they're teaming up with people that are more experienced, we do not have a direct plan to have a tutorial in for Celestial Map 1. No.
Will the map be made clearer to how to get to the coal mine? Because there were lots of questions on how to get to the coal mine in the alpha too.
Well,
like it wasn't very clear.
Gotcha. Well, /warp typically always shows you the coords of where all the mines are. So, I mean, that should, in theory, but I hear what you're saying. So we will we'll see what we need to do to try to make it clear to a player that just logs in on how to go about doing that.
Awesome. My last question is voice chat.
Voice chat, proximity chat?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, we will continue to see if that's something. I know we talked about adding that in the last QA, but we'll see. We'll see where that goes. We've kind of got a lot more priorities that we're working on right now. Proximity chat is not high on that list. So, but it is something that I would still think would be cool in the game. But we'll continue to see if that's a viable addition or not. So.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for the answers.
No, thank you, man. All right, Radius.
Hey guys, just I know there's been a lot of discussion in the Discord about it, but gang sizes / true ships, do we have a concrete answer as to what the limits on sizes are going to be, what the number of truces are going to be?
So, I mean, I would say what you see right now is the concrete, what we're going to do for Celestial Map 1. And the reason why is because in Alpha, the beginning of Alpha, if you guys remember, we had 15, I think, limit gangs, no truces. and majority of the player base said that it needed to be higher. So obviously, some things have changed between the first part of alpha to now, but not a ton. So when we made the change to 20 per gang, 1 truce, a lot of people were fine with it. And so that's just what we're going to start this kind of map with. However, that can change very well for the next map. I personally, not a fan of truces. I think a single gang is fine. I thought what we had originally was perfect with 15 people in a gang and no truces, but again, majority of the server did not want that. Even a lot of OG people wanted to have more space to be able to play with the people that they wanted to play with, which was fine. It made sense. But yeah, we'll continue to address gang sizes as we go. So if people are adamant that they're not happy with the way that it got changed to and they want to adjust it back down, I'll be the first to say let's do it. So
okay.
But
Yeah,
I think for
right
this
there with
first
you.
map, we're going to keep it the way it was, just because that's what was talked about at the beginning of alpha, and we're just gonna go with that. If it no longer is the majority consensus that that's what they want, cool. I'll be the first to say let's change it back down. So
Yeah, I got you. I guess a secondary question on that. Is there going to be any kind of enforcement to verbals? And, just gangs not attacking each other, but
not
all attacking one gang?
Not at the moment. We've added obviously a couple of things in the game to try to help out with that kind of a situation. So obviously, like Koth outposts, there's obfuscation where you can't really tell what gangs people are in. So it's a lot harder to quote unquote fight with your verbals if people have those. But and we'll continue to add things such as AoE type enchants that affect people that do verbals as well. But unfortunately, there's not going to be any kind of moderation that we're able to do with that. We did have a discussion with another server's administration about how they handle verbals. Unfortunately, we did not see value to do the same thing that they were doing because there was a lot more work to it than necessarily output. And so based on the conversation that our team had with this other administration, we decided that we're just going to keep going as we've gone before. We're not going to do any kind of moderation directly. If that changes down the road, then we'll look at it. But for now, all I can say is everybody's, for the most part, big boys now. Like, we hear it all the time. Like, oh, this group doesn't like verbals. This group doesn't like verbals. Well, just don't do verbals then. Like, it's if everybody hates verbals, why are you guys doing it? But obviously, there's going to be that group that just cares about winning. They don't care about what everybody else thinks. So it is what it is. But no, we have no way to fully moderate it, so we will not be doing that.
All right. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man. All right. Pancakes.
Hello, team. Been a while.
Well, that's good.
I have 2 questions for you. One is mainly for Landon. Is there a possibility on making a public API for mod creators?
I do want to do that. It is something that I'm actively looking into, but I need to figure out what the best way to go about it is.
All right. And the second one is the trinkets again. Why I understand from you guys when talking about the grapple is because the EU/high ping players are abusing the block range from their ping.
Yeah, so it has to do with velocity. So if you remember how the grapple worked, it would snap you back towards your bobber with velocity. So based on what your ping was, that velocity could be exponentially higher or exponentially lower. And so just to give an example, we know from the old server that there would be literally people who would download games in the background just to make their ping higher or just to make their system run slower to be able to actually go further when they were using the grapple. So when we created this new trinket, the idea behind it is to remove any type of velocity that would remove that kind of gameplay to it. But obviously the way that it currently is not exactly how we want it to be. So we're still making changes to it, still without having to add any kind of velocity to it, but to make it more of a skill thing. A lot of people were talking about, oh, they want it to be skill based so that you could potentially fail it. Cool, heard. That's kind of what we're trying to do with this trinket now. We're making it a little bit more unique, a little bit similar to what the grapple trinket was functionality wise, but still without trying to include any kind of velocity so that people can't abuse it.
This could be in my opinion, but I played it for multiple maps. I rarely see people complain about that situation, how high playing AU or AUs or people are using it for advantage beside you, the dev team or the admins. I'm pretty sure the rest of the player base that actually PvPs, they don't really care. And they prefer that rather than this blink trinket.
Again, I can tell you based off the complaints that I heard directly from the administrative side, that's not true. There's a lot of people that involved in PvP that complained all the time, specifically Stronghold. There was places where people could get that other people couldn't get, and they were always getting out because of where they were from, the region that they were from. So I can tell you for a fact that people were complaining about it all the time. So again, I appreciate the opinion on it. And again, the trinket where it's at right now is not the final version. So let us continue to work on it. Let us continue. And there's going to be player testing with it as well. It's not just, hey, us admins, we get together with the developer and we say, you know what, I like this. No, we're bringing in players that PvP to give their input on how it feels, how it should be, any additional changes. Again, the goal, though, is to avoid having the velocity aspect to it. Because it is something that was absolutely made the item different based on where you were from. So that's what we're gonna continue to work on it.
All right. Well, that's all. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, appreciate it, man. All right, Austin.
Hey, so is there gonna be G upgrades, or is that like a thing you're even thinking about?
Eventually there will be, yes. Right now, no.
And then is there gonna be a slash fund off the start of the map for like rank kits? I'm assuming slots will be in there, but
Did we make an slash fund yet, Landon?
it's not a slash fund right now. It was just we had to wait till day 4 to open slots.
Yeah, we probably will need to do something similar to that. I would assume that if we don't already have it on the list, I mean, that's something quick that we can add.
Like Lil Trip just said, like there's no use for money in game other than the BAH when it gets unlocked. So like I was thinking, well, there's just like no use for money at all other than controlling BAH, I guess, early game.
Well, obviously, and there's going to be different things that money gets used for later down the road as well. Like we understand that money right now has no like real value other than BAH and buying gens, which doesn't really mean anything right now. But obviously, there's going to be things down the road like G upgrades, for example. That was something that you utilized money for to upgrade. There's going to be other things that we have money kind of utilized for as well. Fund was never well, I shouldn't say was never at the later maps. Fund didn't use money, just so you guys are aware. Like,
yeah, it was like level like
it was based on how much money was in the eco, but it wasn't something that we required you guys to like put the money into, because we realized that was kind of annoying. Like you guys would mine up your money and then you had to get rid of your money just to increase the fund. That was super annoying. So we removed that aspect of the fund a long time ago. But yeah, I hear we will potentially have some kind of fund system set up, but as far as uses for money, that's a different topic of conversation that we'll continue to grind out for you guys. That way money is has some kind of different values in game.
And then are rank kits gonna be instantly available, or you guys know
Rank
yet?
kits have always been instantly available day one. Yep.
Oh really? Okay.
Yep.
And then nah, I think that's it. Thank you.
Yeah. No worries. All right, I'm going to turn off requests for now, so if your hand's already up, cool. I'm going to go through that list first. Not trying to have this last super long today. Trying to stick to the 1 hour time. Maybe a little bit over, it's fine. But we got 10 people still with their hands raised, so we'll go through those first. If we still got time after that, then we'll do some questions through the chat. Arthur.
Hello. Okay,
Oh, what's
so I want to talk about rank kits. I do think that Gears 2 for top rank is kind of like overdone, and it won't be like super fair for free-to-play players.
We've already discussed earlier, I'm not sure if you were here or not, but we've already made changes to the energy and rank kits, and we're planning on making changes to the gear. So that's already being done.
Okay, that was all then.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, man.
Thank you, of course.
All right. Oh, no. Hi, Michael.
Yo, good morning.
Good
So,
afternoon.
I have the greatest question, okay?
I'm ready.
When are we getting dungeons?
I'll look to Landon.
Yeah,
on that
Tater,
one.
when are we getting dungeons?
I don't know, Landon. When are we getting dungeons?
Oh, we're not playing that game.
I mean, listen, we can roadmap it, but I know Landon is super passionate about it. So we'll maybe that's the first non-old OG Cosmic Prisons thing we had. Who knows?
Yeah, like map 1?
Maybe.
Oh, even better. Actually, I did have another question. Is Cosmic PvP coming back anytime soon?
Nah.
Potting up said it was. And he said it was promised him by Netanyahu. I don't really know who that is.
Yeah, but Potting also said that he could walk, and we all know that his legs don't work. So take that with a grain of salt. All right. Anyways. Toxic people. Toxic. All right, MGA.
Hello again.
What's up?
I wanted to ask about coins. How are we gonna get them in game? Like, what's the loot tables for them for now?
I mean, they're going to be available in a bunch of different loot tables. So, like right now, they're in Bandits. They're also in Merchants. They'll be available through Koths. Like pretty much anywhere where you can obtain gang points for the most part, you've got the potential to get coins as well.
Okay, what about Exec? Are we gonna get that this map or next map maybe?
I don't think we've really had any in-depth conversations about Exec. I know there's a lot of things that we want to do differently with this new Exec, but that is something that we will have to talk about as a team. Obviously, if we were to include Executive Mind, that would include a lot of different features in the game. A new ore, new enchants potentially, obviously, because that was a big factor with Executive Mind. So that's a really big update. So that's something that we're going to have to really talk it out as a team on when we would potentially want to add that back and then how that looks. But as of right now, there is no plan.
Okay, and the last one, what about Godly Enchants? Silence, Warp Miners, and other stuff?
Again, haven't really discussed adding Godly Enchants in yet, but that's definitely something that I'm sure could take very little to no time to do. So, I mean, if people feel like those kinds of things need to be added right now, I mean, we can look into that. But as far as this is the first time I've heard about anybody really asking for that. So.
Okay, that's about it. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Welcome back.
Thank you. All right, I had another question. Regarding duping, do you guys have like anti-dupe measures now, or like what's going on there?
We do. Why? Are you planning on doing
not-
something that we don't know about?
No, I don't know how to do it personally. I just know of people who do know how to do. Anyways, my next question is: do we have an anti-cheat for map 1?
You know, I'm gonna refer that question to our developer.
Don't hack. Next person.
I just want to know if there's an anti-cheat because you know it
There
seemed
will
to
be.
me that some people had permanent Gears 4, and I don't remember that ever being in the game. So I'm just curious.
There will be an anti-cheat.
Okay. My next question is: do you
I-
guys
I'm-
know
I'm-
what is actually slowing down the development of prisons? Because like I feel like there could be so much more done in a lot less time.
A lot of the stuff that needed to be done towards the middle and end of Alpha 2 are not public-facing things, so it seems like things are going slower when it's not.
Okay. All right.
But there also were a lot less people that experienced the duration of Alpha 2
Oh, of course.
and
Yeah.
don't really understand the amount of things that were added during Alpha 2.
Okay. So like, cause I know like a lot of the stuff you guys are like quote unquote adding is just like kind of like copy and pasting from old prisons, no?
Yes and no.
Okay.
If it was as easy as copying and pasting, the server would have been out a long time ago.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But there also is other stuff that we've been working on that is not on Alpha.
Just like not released. Okay. And do you guys in the plan, like in the future, do you guys have a plan to add like some sort of event where it's like on an island and then like we hunt like baby villagers?
All right, this guy's going back to that again. All right. Appreciate your questions.
I wonder
bro.
what this guy could be talking about.
Appreciate your questions, bro.
Bro, like it's just a really cool event, and I don't
Listen,
know.
if
you
you
guys,
wanna
like,
if
design
you
the
wanna do
island
that,
like Epstein Island.
yeah. If
And
you
like
want,
if you kill Epstein himself, yo,
right.
my bad.
have a good one, man. Holy moly, these people today. All right, Jakers. Maybe not. Is he there?
I didn't
Oh.
know I had to accept. Do you guys ever plan on adding some sort of voting system to like bring more popularity to the server?
I can tell you right now that's not something we're really concerned about. We're
Okay.
already expecting a overpopulated planet number 1, and so there's no reason to try to advertise or market for new players at this time.
Sweet.
Later on down the road, I mean, that's definitely something that we could talk about. It would be more of a Rob question, though, as obviously as the owner, if he wants to do any kind of advertising or things like that. But I can tell you from personal experience, he's not a big fan of those kinds of things. So we would probably try to do marketing and advertising in different manners than of voting
Okay.
sites. So
Do you guys have any plans to like get new content creators or people that are gonna upload pretty frequently to like keep it alive? Because I know there's a lot of people that like advertise like Enchanted and stuff like that, and there's a lot of creators on there.
So we're definitely open. Obviously, we have a content creator team for Sky right now, and then we plan to have a similar type program for Cosmic Prisons, like once we get going. So if there's like smaller creators that want to apply for content creator rank and things like that, like that's absolutely something that we're willing to look into. If you're talking about bigger content creators, again, I'm not sure what the plan would look like in the future. We're kind of more. Again, we're not really worried about doing advertising right now. We're in a position right now, luckily, where the server is planning to have a max planet with a queue day 1, so we don't really need to try to reach out to new players yet. We're getting a lot of love and support from tenured players and OG players that we don't really have to worry about that right now. But when that time comes, then we'll look into different things that we need to do to try to stay relevant, I guess would be the word.
Sweet.
So,
Alrighty. Thank you. I appreciate it.
thank you, man. All right, CCZ.
Firstly, I want to apologize for that C guy. He is not associated with me at all about the Epstein.
Okay.
But anyway, for map 1, this is a weird one, and I got messaged. I don't like it, but I gotta bring it forward. Can we limit players being able to play 12 hours a day so that more people can get on the planet?
We cannot limit players, no, and that's not something we would do.
Could we add Mr. Government back to buy jackpot shares and CF shares? I like gambling.
Mr. Government was a very unique thing on the server. I will say that. It is not something.
It was amazing.
It is not something currently in the pipeline, though. So.
Okay, and then
maybe
these are
down the road.
more so of like start of map questions, as it's like a 2-part. But how many prestiges can we expect to see on the first map?
Well, we discussed potentially adding 102, so that's probably the
Ooh.
extent that it would be. It would be Prestige 2, 102.
And I think this is the best question for you, but can we expect to see Lucky 4, Efficiency 6, and Momentum 6 within monetization early on?
Nope.
Ooh, this is good, Tater. And then the last one is, can we get nuclear enchants instead of other forms of power creep enchants?
You should be banned for saying that word in this server because you know what that word means, but no, I'll just say no.
Wait, I don't know what that word means.
That word nuclear is not a good word in prisons.
Okay, could we get toxic enchants?
Someone call him Coelho. It sounds like an idea that needs to be discussed more. I don't know exactly what you're asking about right now. If you're asking for a different type
just
of
instead
tier,
of like divine.
if
Yeah.
you're asking for a different tier of enchant, then what do you mean instead of divine?
You know, like divine witch spread to people, divine lightning, like the tick AoE, the energy enchant.
So you want a different tier of enchant, though. You don't
Yeah,
want
yeah,
an
just
energy
call it
enchant.
something else.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely a more idea discussion than something we would necessarily, I guess, talk about right now. I would say if you got an idea
Perfect.
of how that would work and what you're looking for, make a suggestion and we can go from there. So
Yeah. And then can we get daily uranium streams of Overwatch because he's starting to drop on the leaderboard?
Ooh.
Huh?
Huh? Hey, I haven't seen you online for a while. Man.
He goes live every day, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I haven't been on his stream ever.
Oh, well. Then...
Anyway, that's all.
All right. Thank you.
Peace.
All right, we got 4 more people, 5 more minutes. Baked, you're up.
Hello.
What's good?
I wanted to ask about the mats. Are they going to be fixed for map 1? And are we going back to the old system where mats spawn everywhere in the wild and not only when players are there?
We've been working on that as hard as we can, my guy. So it may not be perfect, but we're continuing to work on it, even if it's not perfect day 1. So
Yeah, because mats were better for XP mining with hero than the mines. So if they're fixed, that could also make people go wild and PvP there as well.
Yep, we understand the reason of wanting to have them more spread out, and again, we're kind of still working on that. It's not as easy in this version as it was, obviously, in the old one. So we're working on it.
About the stronghold, we talked about that earlier, but
Yep, it's not currently in the pipeline, but it is something that we'd still have listed on our board to do. So when we decide to add it, not sure, but it is something we definitely want to add. Just not sure timeline at the moment. So
also, why are we doing only P2? Maybe are you increasing the XP requirements, or
say that one more time for me.
why are we doing only Prestige 2? Are we going to increase the XP, or?
Well, the reason we would only be doing Prestige 2 right now is because, number one, there's no point in adding more Prestiges when there's not enough perks for those Prestiges. So it's kind of hard to say,
But
hey...
wouldn't that make a map last longer?
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but...
It's easy to hit P1 if you don't already, but P2 would still take like 2 days at max, maybe 3 days.
Well,
So,
that's
what do we do
depending
after
on
that?
what we make it. You fight.
Because this is prisons. I mean, it's about mining. We love mining. So if we can't mine for XP, what do we mine for?
Gang points?
Yeah, but yeah, nah. That's not it. We need to mine for something to. We need to show people that we are mining for something. We mined more than them.
Yeah.
That's literally gang top.
That's gang top. That's gang points.
Also. Nah. What about us that don't want to play for the top? That want to be high on L top and that stuff.
I mean, L top's always going to be
still their
max.
gang points.
Yeah, L top's always going to be like stopped at one point. Like there's like even if we were to add 6 prestiges, like at some point it's going to get to the point where. And again, we don't want to add too much too quick. Like I hear what you're saying, Baked, and I understand the potential concern there. But
maybe increase the XP like drastically on prestigious, like double or triple.
I mean, we'll see.
Make
we'll see.
it more interesting.
We haven't included P2 yet, so who knows what that XP requirement looks like, right? So,
Double the P1 and then triple the P2, and yeah, maybe it will be a little harder.
I mean, we'll see what that looks like. Keep in mind, like the prestiges in the old prisons were not just 1x, 2x, 3x. Like they were.
I know.
They were much different. So that could potentially be the same thing that we do now. But we also want to make sure that we're implementing things with intentionality. Like I'm not just gonna give you guys 6 prestiges and then be like, oh hey, cool, you got 6 prestiges. What do you get for prestige 6? I don't know. We ran out of perks to give you. Like I'm not gonna do something like that. So we'll do it in due time as we've got the right perks to be able to give you guys, as we've got the right things. Like obviously more content needs to be added to be able to do more things like that. /fly will not like if I can control it, /fly will not.
Yeah, I
be a
think
thing.
it shouldn't be a thing, at least not anytime soon. Yeah, I have MGK spamming me asking about the cells.
So again, cells is something that needs to be completely redone. It's going to be redone with the player's input in mind. So it's not going to be something that we just do on our own. It's going to be something that we create over the next couple of maps with player input, so that it's as good as it can be when it releases. Old cells were not it. New cells will be much better, especially with players giving their input on how they want it to be. So
yeah. Also, the pit. Any chance of bringing the pit in the like normal world? Like, can't have it extremely hard to exit or something like that.
Pit is something that we've talked about. I don't think we've got a card for it though.
Because you said it's easy to add, but we didn't get it in alpha. Maybe for map 1.
Maybe. The thing is, we've got so many things that we could potentially add. Like, it's something that
it's an easy add for that adds a reason to PvP, and you can also have LMS down there and people with PvP for slots and that stuff. So would be like a big add-on for, I think, easy to add.
Yep. Well, we'll put it on our list, and that way we can discuss how we want to go about doing that. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have someone spamming me as well to ask for staff applications. What about those?
Keep an eye out for the next day or two. That's all I can say about that. So.
Okay.
All right.
That's all for me, I guess.
Thank you. All right. Nightmare.
Yo, so I joined a little bit late, so somebody might have asked about this, but is there gonna be rank upgrades like on the day of, like when it comes out?
Yes.
All right, cool. And then what about like pricing for like CCs and bundles and stuff like that?
We did.
Is it gonna be like Sky?
We did discuss that. Loot boxes and loot box bundles will be basically the same as Sky most likely, and then CCs will depend on obviously what type of CCs they are. Start of the World CC is probably going to be 100 to 120k depending on what goes in it, and then other CCs could be a lot higher. Well, not a lot higher, but higher depending on the holiday and what goes in it. So yeah.
All right. And then what about like the mini games we used to have? I think it's like called Prison Break and stuff like that. Is there plans to like making those come back?
There is definitely plans to try to bring some of those things back, but keep in mind a lot of those mini games and a lot of those events were based off of the client. So there's a lot of things that would need to be changed with them, like custom ores, custom skins that were used in them. But we have talked about obviously bringing some of those things back. How they get implemented is the question. So we will continue to work on that.
Yeah, I got somebody telling me to ask about attributes. What about those?
Not something we're going to have right away.
All right, and then somebody else is asking about sales. Is there gonna be a sale on Wipe or Unstarted Wipe or no?
Not currently planned, no.
All right, that's it for me. Thank you.
Yep. All right, Mark.
All right, bro. All my questions got sniped, but I was gonna ask about LMS and Pit, and I was gonna ask about other stuff, but it's fine. I'll just ask what these guys told me to ask about map 1, like content-wise, like what content are we gonna get, like guaranteed?
I will
Like, is
never.
there, like,
I will
besides-
never
besides
guarantee
merchants, like,
content.
I know. Yeah, I know merchants are gonna be map 1. Actually, that's a good question. What about suicides, like Diamond Mine? You know, back in the day, we went drive-buying people. Is that ever gonna, like, guard damage gonna get fixed so you can actually do it?
I mean,
Just
drive-by.
kinda
If you're
get
talking
one
about drive-bys specifically, obviously that's not going to be a thing right off the get-go. Obviously, that will eventually it will get to the point where drive-bys are obtainable again, based on the set and everything. But I will tell you for now, there's no way for you to do a drive-by successfully. It's all SUIs, so we understand that, but that is not something that we can easily just fix right now. It'll be something that probably evolves over time as we add certain power creep into the game. So, will it be eventually a thing again? Yep.
Wait.
Yes, hit spots will be a thing, Tootie. We've already talked about it.
Yeah. What else am I gonna say? I mean, everything else is like just later on. I think custom sets. I was gonna ask about, like, you know, how we were, like Ghost, Yeti, but those are probably all like not gonna happen anytime soon.
I mean, we've got it on our list. So again, when it happens is the question. But like, I can tell you, so Mystery Man, Mining Armor Enchant, Special Set, Stronghold. Those are a couple of things that we've got on our list. The Pit. Those are things that we want to add in due time.
What about G-Kits?
G-Kits I do not have listed, but that is something that we've talked about, yes. Probably more of a map 2 thing, if I'm being honest with you, though.
Fair enough. I think that's it for me, bro.
All right. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You as well. All right. Last person. Nishu.
Hello. Sorry, so I was a little bit late, so sorry if this has already been answered, but what's the plan for Lunar API stuff going forward? Like, what features have you added, / do you plan to add? And then how does this tie into what you want, like, the future of client-side modding to look like for prisons?
So there were a few things that were added in the Lunar API that have now been disabled because I was just testing with it. There's not a lot we can do with the Lunar API that's very useful for prisons. There's actually some stuff I was able to integrate that will help with performance. There's really not a lot that we can do when it comes in terms of the Lunar client itself. Obviously, we want to see if we can get a partnership with Lunar. That's a separate issue. But I'm also actively looking at different ways that we could enhance the client-side experience without having our own client. And I'm going to just leave it at that for now because I don't know in what way that's going to happen yet. But it's something that I'm interested in figuring it out. I also, someone else asked earlier if there's going to be an API for mod developers to use, and I would like there to be one soon, so third-party mod developers can enhance mods to be made for prisons. But we need to figure out what's going to be available through there and how that's going to integrate with not providing an unfair advantage.
Okay. Sorry, a couple of follow-ups. I guess, what are you thinking in terms of timeline, I guess, for that API? And then would we get notice in advance about that?
Yeah, there would definitely be notice in advance. I can't give you a timeline right now because I don't know. It's not necessarily a priority. There's a lot of stuff that's being cleaned up before release later this week. If I have time, I will look at it before map 1 release, but I'm not going to make any promises.
Okay, last question. Is there anything you implemented onto the Lunar API, like before when you were testing, that you think won't be there for release?
Yeah, one of the things that you said won't be there or will be there?
I guess I said won't, but I guess maybe the better question is what will be there out of those things?
Well, one of the things that was added to mess around with it that's not going to be there were waypoints. Just the integration with Lunar is just not good enough for us to have a system like that. But some of the things that should be there, there's a feature in the Lunar client that allows us to do better name tags for players, which is going to help with performance so we don't have to do a bunch of cracking virtual entities around. But more work needs to be put in on that before it can be used, because there's already a lot of stuff built into the game for it. There's integrated store checkout in Lunar Client, which is cool, but like not that big of a deal. The cooldowns were integrated with the cooldown mod. There's notifications built in, so some of the stuff that gets sent to you in your chat, you would use the Lunar Client notification system. And then gangs had team indicators on Lunar Client, so it's easier to identify around you who's in your gang. Other than that, I don't think there was anything else. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else at the moment.
Sorry, I know I said last question, but like last question for real. In terms of things that you've added using the Lunar API that aren't easily, I guess, viewable client side for external mods, do you, I guess, have an issue with adding things to the Lunar API that wouldn't be able to be added third party? I guess that kind of ties into the API as well.
I'm not sure I understand exactly what you're asking. Like, are you saying that there's... Ask your question again.
Okay, maybe I should phrase this differently. Like a specific example is like the team viewer feature that you can do on Lunar Client, which, as far as I'm aware, just straight up isn't possible to do, like fully client side externally. It's that like, are you guys worried about that being a problem where Lunar Client is just objectively required if you want to access features like that?
I don't know. I haven't done enough figuring out how things are going to be done client side for us to figure out exactly what that's going to look like. I'm worried in the sense that I don't want to require people to use the Lunar Client for gameplay features that they cannot otherwise get. Because that's always a scary thing to do when you're requiring something that you don't maintain. So whatever I add to the Lunar Client API, I want it to be QOL things, but I also want to provide another avenue to get those things. So basically, in summary, there's a lot of stuff with client side that is not figured out yet and will be figured out, but it's all up in the air.
All right, that makes sense. Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, well, we are past time only by 11 minutes, so good job, guys. Thank you, everybody, for your questions. If there's additional questions that you guys have, obviously feel free to ask them throughout in Prisons General or when we join voice calls. We'll typically be in a couple of voice calls throughout this week as well. But we're going to continue to work on things. We're going to continue to try to get everything we need to finalize this week for Friday and go from there. So thank you all for attending. And yeah, we'll see you guys later this week. Bye.